Hello and welcome back to Real English with Real Teachers. How are you guys? We're here to give you a lesson that is going to help you to build your vocabulary in English. What type of English, you ask? British English. But maybe there will be some Americanisms in there as well as helping you to build your vocabulary, the building blocks of language. We're also going to be providing you with an ample opportunity to develop your listening skills. So you're going to observe a natural conversation between two native English teachers who are real teachers. We are real teachers. We're real people from the United Kingdom having a real conversation. We're actually best mates. So it's quite easy for us to have a conversation. And we're going to introduce you to lots of vocabulary that comes out naturally during our conversations. So welcome to the class and don't go anywhere.
Yeah, stick around, everybody. You're in for a treat of extended listening. So yes, it's lovely to be here. Are you feeling good today, Harry? Are you ready for the video to commence?
I am, yeah. And actually, you've already said something that we would definitely class as real English. It's a nice expression. And you said you are in for a treat. Does that get to go on the board? Is that worthy of the board, do you think?
I think it's worthy of the board. Let's put it on. Yeah.
Let's do it. I like the way you've written useful phrases. Good call. I'm going to put useful vocab.
Okay, fair enough.
So you're in for a treat. What did you mean by that, Charlie?
You are here to experience something nice. You've got something nice coming up.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So Charlie's saying you're in for a treat. Very shortly, you can expect to receive something very nice. That nice thing being lots of fantastic real English expressions. So you're in for a treat. This is a really common thing to say, actually. You're in for a treat. Oh, you're going to love the present I've got you for your birthday. You're in for a treat.
Exactly. And I just saw someone wrote this example. I'm happy to be here, or happy to be here for a treat. Not quite the way that Harry and I are using this phrase, is it?
No, not quite. Not quite. But I know what he means. And it doesn't sound too bad. I'm looking forward to receiving this treat, maybe.
Happy to be here. Happy to get a treat. Happy to get a treat.
Yeah. Or I'm happy to you treating me. So if you wanted to treat someone, it's like to give them something nice. Exactly. But welcome back to our, it's not a program, it's not a television program, but our YouTube channel and the videos we're making. You may have noticed that we are submitting videos more frequently now. We're trying to provide a variety of different types of video to cater to the varying different needs of learners of English, specifically foreign learners of English. Isn't that right, Chaz?
Yeah, so we really like doing these longer conversations, and we think it provides really good value listening time for you guys. But we also want to give you quick, informative advice on how to get better in your English. And we know that you don't always have the time. So we're trying to do shorter videos that are coming out more regularly in the week. Then we do a post-edit video where it's nicely edited on the weekend. And we keep our weekly Wednesday live lessons, or fortnightly live lessons, depends on our schedule. So we're trying to give you much more content. And for that reason, we're reducing our one-to-one student time, hopefully. Well, it doesn't matter really, but we would like to try this one out, wouldn't we?
Absolutely. Yeah, because we love teaching And at the end of the day, when all is said and done, we want to teach as many people as we can. And so the best way we can do that is through YouTube, because there's thousands and thousands and millions of English learners there, and we feel we can reach more people. So if you want to help us in our efforts to teach as many people real English, then you can support our efforts if you want and become one of our patrons. So we just want to really quickly mention we have a patron page or a Patreon page where you can become one of our members. And there's different tiers of membership available. And the higher the tier, the more classes and the more time you get with me and Charlie. So it's basically like an online school for learning English. And we're just going to show you really quickly what the page looks like and what you can get. So here is our patron page or Patreon page, and you can access this in the chat or in the description box of this video. There's a little video of us. So we have various different tiers, as you can see on the side. The first one we have is the Real English Learner. If you become a Real English Learner for just $5 a month, you can get a 1 hour live lesson. So like this, but 1 hour, and you'll definitely get your comments read out and some feedback on your English. And you also get mentioned in our videos. If you pay $10 an hour, you get 2 1 hour live lessons every month. And again, more feedback on your English and all the other benefits. If you want more from us, if you want to actually talk to us in the flesh and, well, speak to us on Skype, then you can become a super real English learner for $25. And there you get the 2 hours of live lessons and 2 group lessons on Skype, where you speak with me and Charlie and other foreign learners of English. And then finally, we have the fully immersed Real English Learner for $50 per month. And with that, you get a 1 hour Skype lesson, one-to-one with me or with Charlie. You get the 2 hours of group lessons on Skype, and you get 2 hours of live classes just like this. So it's a lot. You can get an extra 5 hours of English there, which is really, really quite cheap if you consider it. So seriously consider that if you want to improve your English and immerse yourself from your own country. But anyway, what are we going to be talking about in this lesson today, Charlie?
Thank you for that. Yeah. Well, I just wanted to start with this phrase that you used. Do you think it should be on the board at the end of the day?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's really, really, really common. Some people would say it's an unnecessary phrase, but I say it a lot. I say it a lot. And another way to say it is when all is said and done, right?
Yeah, that's the same.
How would you define this? Because this is quite a tricky one to define.
Yeah, it's a vague one because there's not much meaning to it. It's kind of like an introductory phrase, like basically or so or well. Yeah, they're all introducing and not much meaning, but it's like attention grabbing. I think that's what we would say. It's grabbing the attention of the listener to say, this is the main sentence or main point that I'm trying to make. And in England, we always hear British football players on the Premier League in the interview section. They always say, at the end of the day, a win's a win. Can't be unhappy about that.
Yeah, that's a good example. Yeah, the football players do say it a lot. Yeah, at the end of the day, a win is a win, and we're happy. So it's like saying, in the end, eventually, when all is said and done. It's a really nice little expression, actually. It is nice. But so today we're going to be having some arguments, aren't we, Charlie?
Yeah, we are. Yeah. So we're going to suggest a couple of ideas to you, one at a time. And we want you guys to chime in to say your opinions as well. And we'll read them out at the same time. And And the first one, shall I go for it?
Let's go for it. I just want to tell someone from Peru who said, "Is it cold in England at the moment? Is it cold in Europe?" It is in England. I think it's -3 here, and it's snowing. I actually looked out my window this morning, and it was snowing quite heavily, and it is beautiful. What's it like in Germany, Charlie?
You're such a British man, aren't you, Harry? You stop the broadcast to talk about weather.
Yeah, that is so English, isn't it? Yeah.
It's cold here. It's very cold. It's like -12, or it was the other day.
Yeah.
So yeah, very cold, but not snowing.
Okay. Good call. All right. So how are they going to be able to participate in this argument as well, Charlie?
Most definitely. Yeah, we want you to. We want you to judge us. So we're putting ourselves out there, and we want to compare each other over these topics. So the first topic I would like to talk about is who would be a better parent?
Oh, who would be a better parent? Okay. So you guys, what do you think? Who do you think would be a better parent, Charlie or myself? I mean, I look quite mature with this wine glass, don't you think?
That's true. That's true. Although I'd like to challenge you that with my barista level style of coffee here. So it's professional quality. So I can make a good cup of coffee.
Okay. Well, personally, I don't think that you should be making coffee for kids. I don't think it's healthy for them to be consuming caffeine, such high levels of caffeine from such a young age. I think that's terrible message for kids. You know, telling them they need to start the day with a coffee. I think it's an unhealthy habit, and for that reason, Charlie, don't really think you are fit to be a parent, to be honest.
It's nice. That's nice. But no, I was meaning make a good coffee for my wife so that we're both alert and ready to take on the huge challenge that we both respect equally, much more than Harry, the raising of a child. So.
Well, that's an interesting point. I do think it will make you more alert. Perhaps it will make you more alert. You and Stacey, when you're quite tired after your working day, sitting on your ass in your office. But at the end of the day, drinking coffee can turn out to be an addiction, and having addictive parents is never a good thing for a child. So I just like a glass of water. It's good for the body, good for your kidneys. This is what we need to be teaching our kids.
Right. And going back to moments of responsibility, can you offer up any previous moments, maybe in your childhood, where you were looking after an animal or something like that? Have you got any experience in the raising of life?
Good question. No, I haven't. I'm the youngest of 3 kids, and my sister was always the one that I think she was very fond of me as a kid. I think she used to kind of look after me a bit. My brother probably did as well. And no, you're right. I've never really had much experience around kids. The only experience I've had with kids really was when I worked in Spain in an academy teaching 9, 10-year-olds. And to be honest with you, Charlie, I don't like to admit this, but it was one of the worst periods of my life. Or those moments were some of the worst moments of my life, trying to control these kids and get them to obey me. It was a terrible time.
Okay. And I kind of agree. I don't really love the idea of controlling teenagers. I don't think many people enjoy that. And those people are real teachers, not real teachers on YouTube. But you said a phrase, to be fond of someone, to be fond of somebody. What does that mean?
That's nice. Yeah, that definitely makes it to the board. If you are fond of someone or fond of something, it's hard to write and speak at the same time. It means that you have an affection for someone or for something, or that you like something a lot. Like you could say, I'm really fond of football. I'm really fond of Charlie. I'm really fond of kids.
Yeah, good examples. What are you fond of, kids?
To be honest, I'm not.
Fish?
I don't hate. I don't dislike kids. How can you dislike kids? I just don't. To be honest with you, I just don't know how to act around kids. I've always felt a bit on edge. Probably because I haven't had much experience. So I don't really know how to behave. Don't know what to say to them. Don't know how to act around them.
Okay. To be on edge. Love it. To be on edge. That's not literal.
It's true. It's true. Although, if you're watching something like I don't know, a scary film or something, and you are really kind of excited and nervous at the same time, you maybe will sit on the edge of your seat like this. My TV's down there, by the way.
Yeah, you don't have a stand for it yet still. Yeah, well that's using the same word, on the edge of your seat. It was edge of your seat stuff, if it's an exciting or mesmerizing kind of action-packed film. To be on edge is to feel nervous, and another phrase, walking on eggshells, I would say that's kind of similar. You're not comfortable, as Harry said in the context. He wasn't comfortable and not sure how to act. To be on edge. Kids make him feel on edge.
Yeah, there you go. I use this one a lot. Charlie, what makes you feel on edge? Do you feel on edge around kids? I imagine you probably don't as an uncle.
Struggling it. No. Little babies. No, they don't make me on edge anymore. Maybe. Okay, a good example. Yesterday, I met a dog. I shouldn't say meet. You don't meet dogs. I was introduced to a friend's dog, and I was really happy to see her. But she jumped up and she started to bite my hand, and I was like, ah! And then I got a bit scared, and then I was on edge because I wasn't sure how to act because this dog kept jumping up at me and biting my hand quite viciously.
I would like to have seen you in that situation. That would be quite funny. But we've had a couple of people. Most people seem to be going for you, Charlie. So Drinkwater. Hello, Drinkwater. How are you doing? Off the top of my head, I would say Charlie would be a better parent. And he's not showing any hate towards me. I know, Mr. Drinkwater. I think you've got a fair point. Based on our arguments there, I would probably say, yeah, Charlie's looking like the better parent so far, despite his caffeine addiction. You know. And then we've got Aim Leah. Hi, Amy or Aim Leah. I think Charlie would be more responsible and organized parent, and Harry would be funny but serious one. Okay.
What about the serious? I did see that comment, and it made me think maybe this is a bit of a neg to be told that I'd be a good parent over you. Maybe it's them saying I'm the boring one. So I'm not sure if it's all hunky-dory. Off the top of my head, the comment that you read out, that's a nice phrase, isn't it?
It is. It is. Yeah. So this is something you say when you are, maybe you haven't prepared something and you are just in the moment, you're trying to come up with an idea, or maybe it's something that you don't quite remember. And then you'd say, Off the top of my head, I think he's 26 years old. Off the top of my head, I think Charlie was born in April.
Very good. You're right. Yeah. So off the top of my head is like an estimate or a guess. I don't know if we should put synonyms. No, we shouldn't put them. It'll make it messy.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a good one. So I could say, Charlie, how many kilograms or how many pounds to a kilogram?
How many pounds to a kilogram?
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, about 2 pounds to a kilogram. Just over 2.
Yeah. Was it off the top of your head or was it off Google?
No, that was off the top of my head actually. But we recently researched the weight of a specific amount in pounds, didn't we?
Okay. Yeah, we did. And then Sophia Taralba, I think that Charlie would be a good father because he has a good relationship with Stacey. So they would look after the children and they would give kids the love they feel.
Oh.
So here I would say, give kids the love they need. I'd say. But
give kids the love they need. Yeah, lovely. I like it. I'm going to send that to Stacey. Thank you very much, Fia. Right, should we move on to the next debate or argument? Because I clearly won that one, didn't I?
Yeah, the kind of decision has been unanimous, hasn't it? Really,
it has been. It has.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Yeah, let's go on to the next one. What's next?
Okay. Would you like me to choose?
I'd love you to choose. Because
Okay.
I don't have them in front of me.
I'm gonna say this one. Who has less of a life?
Okay. That's an interesting one. Because I would say that we both have an equal amount of life because we're still, well, actually, you're slightly older than me. So if we were to do it based on life expectancy of a British male, let's say it's 82, you have less of a life because you are closer to the average life expectancy. Therefore, you're going to die before me. So you have less of a life.
Okay, I have less life left in me. Yeah, I'll give you that statistically. What about the more metaphorical way that it's meaning, like who has a more fun, action-packed life? What's more enjoyable? Who has a more enjoyable life?
I know. Yeah, and this is interesting because people often say things like "get a life," don't they? And that's kind of related to it. And it's talking about whether you are taking advantage of life itself. Are you really living your life? And the fun, the pleasure aspects. So what do you guys think? Who do you think has more of a life? Who has a more interesting, varied life? Charlie or myself? What would you say?
I just see that I've been compared to a goggly-eyed football player.
Yeah, I think we got to teach that goggly eyes. Can you move a bit close to the camera for us?
Yes, goggly eyes under here. If you've got big bags, goggly. It's like when you're wearing goggles, swimming goggles.
Yeah, they're kind of like the eyes are kind of more pronounced. They protrude from his head like a fish.
Mm.
Yeah, goggly. Oh, that's that's going on the board, I think.
Yeah, Harry Potter just made a hilarious joke, but it's a Harry Potter related one. I would say Harry because you are the boy who lived. Very funny.
I don't get it.
Because he's the boy who survived Lord Voldemort. But I'm going to make myself look like I have less of a life by explaining that joke. So we'll leave it there.
Well, some might say that I've never watched Harry Potter. Sorry, I've never read the books. I remember one of my friends lent me the Philosopher's Stone. I read the first page. I got bored. I put it down. And so many people read Harry Potter. And when I say I haven't read Harry Potter, they say to me, Harry, you haven't lived. You haven't.
Oh, really? Is that what they say?
Well, maybe a couple of people have said that, but you haven't lived. This is something that we say when you want to say that someone has missed out on something, someone missed an opportunity, like a great opportunity to enjoy themselves. You can say you missed out or you haven't lived.
Yeah. Yeah, let's put that on the board. You haven't lived. That's a good one. So tell us, guys, what's an example that you've experienced? And if someone hadn't done that, you could say, oh, you haven't lived. Is it like some food that you really, really love and you enjoy a lot of times? Or is it a movie, or like Harry said, a book or something like that? Or you could even say a crazy adrenaline activity like bungee jumping. You haven't bungee jumped? Oh, you haven't lived. You need to do it.
Yeah, I like that. You haven't lived. Someone's just said, Charlie, Aim Lee has said, Charlie isn't single, so he has less freedom than Harry. So what do you think? Does that mean that Charlie isn't really living because he's confined to a relationship? What do you think? Charlie, do you feel you're living life to the fullest?
It goes quite deep there, doesn't it? I think it bases whether you think quick materialistic fun is what living is, or building like deeper relationships with someone. Yeah, and making a family. You could say that tying you down and building a family and responsibility means that you're not living, but then on the other side, that is living. Otherwise, we won't be around for very long, will we? If we're not breeding.
Yeah, I like that. You said tying yourself down or to be tied down. This is nice. And this is when you're in a relationship, but you have lots and lots of commitments and you can't really live because of that. Right? Would you say that's a kind of way to define this, Charlie?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I'll just write that down. To be tied down. And there's another phrase that makes me think of, you can describe your partner, often it's the girlfriend, a bit sexist, as the ball and chain. The ball and chain.
Exactly. Yeah. So the metal ball and the chain which is attached to your ankle, if you're like a prisoner, I guess. They used to use a ball and chain to keep the prisoners or slaves restrained. So you can describe your girlfriend as the ball and chain. And yeah, you're right. It is normally guys that say it about ladies. And actually, interestingly, in other languages, there's a similar kind of thing. Like in Spanish, the word for husband and wife is the same as the word for handcuff. So kind of the same kind of principle, I guess.
Yeah, that is. Gabrielle has given a good example that she's not into chocolate ice cream, and people keep saying to her that she hasn't lived. It's a very good example. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. And the other way to say that is you've missed out. So that's a really common one as well. You can say, you haven't tried chocolate ice cream. You've missed out. You've missed out.
Yeah, you've missed out.
Miss out. Someone said, Charlie, that Harry has more of a life because he's obsessed with beer.
Are you?
Apparently. Yeah.
He's obsessed with beer. I want to read that. Can you tell us why you think that Harry is obsessed with beer? Did you put something on social media of you drinking beer?
No, I think there was that one video where we went to a pub and I kind of tried to describe the different types of beer, but didn't do a great job of it. Don't know, maybe it's that. Or what I'm thinking, the other day I was watching one of our videos because that's all I do with my spare time. I watch myself and Charlie on YouTube, and I saw that I was drinking a can, and it looked a bit like a beer. It probably looked like I was drinking a can during our video, like a lager or some kind of beer, but it was actually just a lemonade. So if anyone thinks I drink while we make videos, then you're wrong.
Then you're wrong. No, I can assure you guys that Harry has a heavy drink problem, and we should really not talk about it because you know, he is a raging alcoholic.
Yeah, I am.
Good wink. Solves everything, doesn't it?
It does. It does. I think the best way to cover up one's problems is with a healthy wink and a shot of vodka.
Yeah. Okay. So who do we think there?
So, well, Carla said, Harry, if you have free time, you have less of a life. You know what, Charlie? I might go with you having more of a life because you do quite a lot. You know, you go skiing. That's living, going skiing, and you take a lot of trips. This year, I'm going to try and take some more trips. But yeah, I don't know, maybe. But, you know, having spare time and enjoying the present, you know, maybe it is living. Maybe sitting on my living room floor meditating, maybe that's living as well.
Yeah, maybe that's not sad. Maybe that's not sad to just watch TV on the floor. I think it's a close one. I think because of our careers and that we share a business, it's fairly a fairly similar life. You know, you can't really compare two people's lives who are just on Skype to each other all day. So
It's true. And we do spend a lot of our lives together on Skype, don't we? So I consider a lot of my living is done with you.
yeah, we should get a life. Both of us should get a life, really, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But we are going to go on holiday, aren't we? We're going to create 2 weeks of content for you guys, aren't we?
We are, yeah. In June, I think we're planning to go to Greece for 2 weeks, and we're going to just film loads of videos, similar to what we did in Italy, but yeah, a little bit different. I'm really excited for that, Chaz. It's going to be a lovely time.
Yeah, we'll have got a life then. We'll be living the life.
Absolutely. And Alana Oliveira has said, my husband hasn't. So she said, my husband haven't lived. So we need a third person. My husband hasn't lived. He has never watched Notting Hill. Now Notting Hill is a nice film. It's a really nice film. I watched that a couple of months ago, and I was crying. I was crying buckets.
Yeah, crying your eyes out.
Crying my eyes. Did we say crying buckets?
Maybe. I would say crying my eyes out.
Yeah, crying my eyes out.
You wet buckets, you cry your eyes out.
Yeah. I was weeping like a little girl.
Are you telling me that you hadn't seen Notting Hill until recently?
Yeah. I mean, I'd seen bits of it. I had seen bits of it, but I'd always kind of got bored and just left the room, I think. But yeah, I was weeping like a little girl. I loved it. I really enjoyed it. Quite cheesy, but yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, we've got to put that on. Cheesy. It's a hard one to explain, I think, sometimes.
It is. Cheesy is like really exaggerated, something that's very exaggerated and maybe, I mean, in actual fact, low quality. Like it's often we describe music as cheesy. You could say that ABBA music is very cheesy. Dancing Queen, strong and lean, digging the dancing queen. Take a chance, take a chance, take a chance, take a chance, take a chance.
Cheesy.
Like, huh?
Just saying it's cheesy.
Yeah, sorry, I'll stop saying it. Yeah, it's cheesy. It's cheesy as hell. It's like there's too much smiling. The quality is not very high, but maybe it's catchy. Cheesy songs tend to be catchy, and cheesy things tend to be very watchable, like Notting Hill. Like no one would say that Notting Hill is one of the best films in the world, but it's very watchable because it's sweet and it makes you cry.
Yeah, it does. I think some people would probably say it's one of their favorite films.
Yeah, but you wouldn't, it wouldn't be like.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I just can imagine Notting Hill Forum fans coming to Harry's door now that they know your address. So
They do.
First film ever. Right, I think we've got time for one more. One more, Harry. Do you want to choose this one? We've got the list in Skype.
Yeah, I actually don't have Skype. I can look on my phone, but I don't have it in front of me. So I'll choose it. The next one, I'm going to go for a meaty one. Who's more mature? Okay. I like this one. Who is more hygienic? Who is more hygienic between me and Charlie? What do you think? Who is more hygienic? Who cleans more? Who showers more? Who baths more? Who keeps their house tidier? What do you think, guys? What do you think? Charlie, what do you think?
Who is able to keep their place in tip-top condition?
Tip-top condition, yeah. Spick and span is a nice one as well.
Yeah, spick and span. Tip-top, spick and span. Is tip-top one word?
I think maybe just like put a hyphen in.
Yeah. Tip-top. Okay, so at the very best class or quality, tip-top. So hopefully if the Queen was to come to stay, you would make sure that your apartment is looking tip-top or is in tip-top condition. And the other phrase that Harry's saying is spick and span.
Yes, so say if the Queen is coming, I want to make sure the house is spick and span, or it's in spick and span condition. Yeah, so we use it like an adjective. The house is spick and span, but we can't describe a person as spick and span, can we?
No. If I could, I would say that I am spick and span, but I can't because I am not hygienic enough. What? Huh?
Yeah, let's talk about your hygiene then, Charlie. I remember you're quite a bit OCD, a bit obsessive compulsive when it comes to cleaning, if I remember rightly.
I'm a thorough cleaner of things. Yeah, like I can keep a kitchen in tip-top condition. I quite like it. I find it quite therapeutic to clean the work surfaces and have it tidy. It annoys me when Stacey's made a beautiful meal and I come in and the kitchen's a bombshell. I'm just like, oh, gotta clean that. But
yeah. Do you not appreciate the hard work that went into the cooking and the reason why it is like a bomb site?
Oh God, no. God, no, I'm far too expectant for that.
Do you have a division of labor, like a clear division? Does Stacey do the cooking and then you do the cleaning up? Is that how it goes?
That is how it goes. We're trying to mix it up because I'm kind of forgetting how to look after myself when she goes away, and equally, I don't think she's picked up a cloth in a good couple of years. So yeah, we need to remember how to do each other's tasks. Her task is obviously more skillful, but you still got to remember how to clean a bloody kitchen, don't you?
It is important, yeah, and it's important to make it a habit as well. I try not to let my kitchen get too messy, but I like the way, Charlie, you said she hasn't picked up. So you said Stacey hasn't picked up a cloth in a good couple of years. And this wouldn't really translate very well into other languages. I think it would sound quite strange, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, keep going with it. So in a good couple of years, as Harry's writing, I'll share your screen actually.
Yeah, so you could it's quite common to put good before when you're exaggerating something. You're trying to exaggerate like a number, for example. Like, and if you're sure about it, like, oof, I haven't seen him in a good few years. I haven't seen him in a good few years. So it's been a long time. And yeah, can you think of any other situations where we use it, Charlie?
I think you've managed to example it in the right way. I would say that a good couple of years is modifying the duration of time, aren't you? It's yeah, it's just extending and exaggerating.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a couple of years isn't as extreme as I haven't seen him in a good couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe I missed that person. And I could say like, oh, we've known each other for a good 10 years now. I could say that, couldn't I?
Most definitely. Yeah, it can be in a positive way. It doesn't have to be in the negative sort of I haven't seen them or something hasn't occurred. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. So all right, so you're quite good. I remember, Charlie, you used to fold your I remember looking inside your drawer, in your chest of drawers, which is the place where we keep clothes that we fold, like t-shirts, pants, things like that. But Charlie used to have quite a strict regime with how he would pile and fold his clothes, didn't you, Charlie? It was very, very, very organized, if I remember correctly.
Remember perfectly. Yeah. I've got to fold them in half and roll them up and then put them in line. It's kind of like when you go into a shop, you see them perfectly in line. Yeah. Very, very particular there. And it hasn't changed. Still got those drawers going on. But I remember at uni, you used to use the equivalent of my method of folding and rolling and organizing as just an IKEA bag, didn't you? That was pretty much your clothing situation, just an IKEA bag at the end of your bed. Is that right?
Well, the IKEA bag was for my dirty washing, I'm sure. I used to, if I'd finished with a pair of pants or socks, I would just lob them into the IKEA bag. Lob meaning throw. Informal way to say throw, lob. So I would just lob them into the IKEA bag, but that wasn't my clean clothes. I think the clean clothes probably just stayed in my suitcase when I was at uni. But the other day I got a hanging rail in my room, so I can hang things up now, and that's good because I haven't got space for a wardrobe in my bedroom.
Ah, okay. Forgive me. Yes, I do remember now. It was your dirty washing, wasn't your clean clothes. Okay. What about your personal hygiene, as in like how often you wash and things like that? Do you like that? Do you do that? Do you bath? Do you shower? Do you shave a lot?
I'm a shower guy, so sometimes I'm a bit lax when it comes to shaving. Lax meaning lazy, to very relaxed. Often I just don't shave for like weeks. I let it build up, but I don't really care too much about that nowadays. Showering, I shower every day. Although at the weekends sometimes I have a day off from showering, sure. Yeah, I think I'm pretty hygienic in that way nowadays. Yeah. What about you?
I think you win on that one. Yeah. I think Stacey sometimes kicks me out of bed and says, "You need to go and shower."
Oh no. Is that like just she can just smell it just coming off you, like just body odor?
Well, no, she just knows that I've been to the gym. No, I do
Oh,
shower on gym days, definitely, for sure. But our lives Skyping, I think you can quite easily have a fairly tranquil day. And I kind of think, do I need to shower? And I always find it a hassle. So I might shower every other day.
yeah, it's true. Yeah, sitting at a computer, speaking with people on Skype, you don't necessarily break a sweat, do you? It's not.
No, that's a good one. Break a sweat. Yeah, to break a sweat. You
Yeah,
were saying the other day that you were bored of your gym workout because you don't find yourself breaking a sweat. And then you found a really good one that does make you break a sweat.
exactly. Yeah. So it just means it makes you start sweating. So when I lift weights in the gym, I don't break a sweat. When I speak on Skype, I don't break a sweat. I used to
You
sweat.
break more of a sweat when you are live on YouTube than on Skype with one person.
Definitely. Although now I'm completely dry, I think. But in the past, I used to sweat buckets doing these live lessons. I used to go pale in the face and I would start sweating and needing nervous poos.
Yeah, the nervous poo. Okay. Yeah, we've become much more relaxed with it now, I think, and we're just we forget that we're actually broadcasting this drivel, don't we?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's strange, isn't it? It's very strange. But yeah, I think we've probably come towards the end now, Chaz. What do you think?
I think so too. Yeah. So I would say you're probably more hygienic. You win that one. Apparently, I would make a better father or parent, and the middle one maybe we're the same.
Yeah, like what? Who's living more? Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah,
Who's got a better life?
your life with the ball and chain gives you kind of both sides, and my life as a single person can be boring. It can be exciting, just like your life. So yeah.
Yeah. Just like your life. Yeah. Okay. So we'll leave that there. Should we read any comments or should we leave it there? We've read comments throughout the video, I suppose, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean, someone said there is a method called KonMari for organizing clothes drawers. Are you aware of that, Charlie?
I'm not aware of that, and I will Google that as soon as the lesson is over. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we'll check that out. Another question about you haven't lived. Can you use you haven't lived to someone who has not done something many times, but has done it a couple of times? I'd say maybe not. It's probably when someone hasn't done something at all. Like if someone's been to Greece twice, right? And you're saying, are you going to Greece this summer? And they say, yeah, I've been there twice. I'd say, no, I'm not going this year. I've been there twice. You can't say you haven't lived because they have been there.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like saying, oh, you've only lived twice. You haven't lived thrice.
Yeah. Yeah, you haven't lived 3 times,
So
loser.
good question. And the answer is no, you can't use it in that way. What could you say? Oh, you're missing out. You could say that. Oh, you're missing out this time.
Yeah, you say you're missing out. It's going to be really hot this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. Good question. But thank you very much for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed this extended listening practice, that you've learned some new vocabulary today. I think at least one of these phrases must have been new for you. So I hope you found it useful. If you like listening to our speaking and you would like to actually learn with us, you can book class with us or you can become one of our patrons. So have a look in the description box of this video. And if you really like us and you want to come to the UK, you can do that as well. They can, can't they, Charlie?
Yes, they can. You can come and live with us for 4 or 5 nights on an immersion course where we do 3 hours of lessons in the morning. Then we take you to a nice place in the day, little activity. We'll treat you to a nice little day trip out in the countryside or in the city. And then we come back, we cook together, all as one big happy family. It's a lovely experience, and all of our course goers have said that they bloody love it. Not in those exact words, we're paraphrasing, but they do bloody love it, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, you're right. I haven't heard someone say, I bloody loved it. But yeah, they definitely the word love in there. Yeah, so definitely, and go on our website and you can have a look at the things that our students have said. And there's even a video where we interviewed some of our students who came on the immersion courses. So make sure you check that out and submit your email address on our website, and when we'll get in touch with you and tell you about our summer courses. But thank you very much for joining us today. Remember to subscribe and to give this video a like if you liked it. And I think that's all. Thank you very much, Charlie.
Thank you very much, Harry. All the best, guys. Really good comments today. It made it a really enjoyable class. Hope you enjoy the phrases. See you next time on Real English with Real Teachers. Bye for now.